Hello friends, welcome back to the Mapmaking stream. This time we're on a computer, my native home turf, so I'm feeling a lot more confident. Also, I believe I've added something new to the stream, which is, let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna now with music. So that's another thing for me to keep track of is whether or not the mix is working. Now with music. So that's another thing for me to keep track of is whether or not. Now I gotta check to see if the music's actually working or not. Hold on. So that's another thing for me to keep track of is whether or not. Now I gotta check to see if the music's actually working or not. Hold on. Okay. Looks like we're good. The music might be. Oh, what's up, Happy Harlequin Gaming? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we got some chill lo-fi. Let me know if the mix needs to be adjusted one way or another. I can do that pretty easily. So today we're drawing a map for my home campaign Undead quest, which is the basic pitch of it is some brave adventurers banded together to stop a band of necromancers from opening a portal to the land of the dead. Did not go so good, and now everyone and everything is undead, and they live in a city. This is just one district of this giant, like 10-mile across city. And mostly I'm making this map for my players because they've been assigned, they're essentially the city watch. And they've been assigned to watch this place. So I'm using a vector art program just because that's kind of the thing I am best with. Describing the rough borders here. I wonder if, like, I can do like a more awkward. Oh no, that looks super bad. That's way too big. Yeah, so I'll keep it like that for now. So today we're gonna vector out this map that I drew by hand. Basically, we're just gonna make a bunch of shapes. I'm gonna make these ones first. These are like the key locations. Ignore the Lex Arcanum. It doesn't look like that. So we're going to map them up a little bit, and then we'll add a key, and essentially it'll be good to go as a handout. I took the drawing I made previously as a reference, so this should be a lot of just plug and chug. There's also some blank areas on this map that need to be fixed up, but I'm going to see if I can do that in the vector program just for funsies. So basically it's going to be a lot of this. Just, I think, like that. Yeah, it looks good. That's about the thickness we're going to be using for this. And if it looks a little whack, that's actually ideal. Eventually, we're going to apply some manipulation to these vectors to try and affect a sort of more ink-drawn style. But for now, it's about getting the basic shapes in place. And we're also not going to, we're not going to be drawing the roads. The roads are just guidelines. Basically, in the final map, the roads will be created by the negative space of the buildings, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're world building right now for a game where the king of the main country, so the matriarchal kingdom, is fed up with being number 2 and is trying to take out the princess and the queen. When that fails, he sends someone to the resting place of a lich king who is slain by the hero in times of yore. Revive the lich and steal his phylactery to use his spellcasting focus. He's going to be raising undead all over the kingdom. That sounds legit. I would play that game. Using a Lich's Phylactery as a spell focus is a new one. Hadn't heard of that one before. I like that. Alright, so apparently there's like a building right here. Like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of squares. So please feel free to tell me all about your guys' campaigns, because this is is going to be very monotonous if I don't have somebody to talk to. So is this something that you're currently running, or is it just like an idea that you have? Yeah, I definitely put way too much work into this map. I showed up to the session last time with like half a map and nothing because all of my prep time was spent on drawing rectangles. So I definitely, if you're gonna do a map in this style, I recommend doing it far in advance of the campaign, not the week before like I did. I just think liches are cool also. Like, the main villain of Harry Potter was a lich. Like, they're just cool. Everyone agrees on it. What if your soul was in a box? It's dope. I'm making these complete shapes underneath this larger line just because, for reasons, it feels better. Blames the Lich King for it all and says the heroes to defeat him. He doesn't summon an army of undead. He just wants to die again, so he sends the party to find pieces of an archangel's blade so they can destroy his phylactery and send him back to endless sleep. I mean, that's legit. So I've actually run the game that I'm designing this map for before. Basically, I've run this like multiple times where it's everyone's undead, essentially, is the pitch. And I have had a Lich player who did not know where their phylactery was because it was stolen, and then they died on purpose so that they would respawn at their phylactery so they could get their phylactery back. I thought that shit was dope. Shout out to Maggie. Best Lich in the game. The cleaning Lich. Oh man, look at that. Dude, it's looking legit already. We're gonna have to jiggle some stuff around though. Like, there we go. I like the space in between the buildings. And you can spend like a jillion years on optimizing this. That's kind of the point of a giant soul sorcerer. No, tell me all about it. Oh no. So the reason why I'm doing this as a vector design, well, there's a lot of reasons why I'm doing it as a vector design, but one of the reasons is I want to be able to come in later and move stuff around if I have to. Plus, it's scalable, and it makes it so that I can easily fix mistakes and I can resize it and move it around however I want. It's modular. It's just way better for this kind of work. As much fun as it was, like rough drafts, always do it by hand. You're definitely going to be able to brainstorm a lot better with pen and paper. Yeah. That's my girlfriend. How you doing, baby? I am fantastic. I'm having a wonderful day. Yo. You get enlarged self? That's pretty good. As much as you automatically get enlarge reduce at level 3. See, everybody always goes for the enlarge part of that spell, whereas I'm all about the reduce. Like, make somebody the size of a football and then just yeet them away. Like, yeah. I mean, becoming El Gigante is always a good plan. But I'm a fan of the reduce myself. Yeah, like if you can reduce somebody like 2 sizes and make them tiny and then just kick them into the sun, like that's ideal. Plus, if your party has a barbarian, you can shrink the barbarian and he's still like super mad but also small, so it's hilarious. It won't stop him from kicking ass. He'll just be small. Yeah. Paladin bards. I mean, bard anything is OP. Bard's the most powerful class in the game. I won't be taking questions on that. But yeah, no, paladin sorcerer is what my home munchkin player played. And that guy was nuts. This is bananas. So like I'm really running a lot of like D&D circles. I play some D&D. So has everyone else reached the same conclusion that I have, that bards are the most powerful character class in the game, or not? Oh, it's looking so crispy. See this, babe? This is why I wasn't very prepared the last 2 sessions. I was just doing this. Just drawing rectangles. Thanks, babe. She said it looked really good. Yeah, it's amazing how much my life is dominated by rectangles. Especially imaginary rectangles. Or rectangles whose value is imaginary. But I mean, like, money's a construct anyway, so where do we draw the line? Yeah, look at that little alleyway. Dude, we gotta have a fight in here. Ah, so good. Yeah, it is. It's over here. I'm getting to it. Also, I need to populate that side of the structure with buildings and stuff. But we'll get to it when we get to it. The real question is, can I get this done in an hour? Which I don't think is going to be possible unless I start going much faster. No consensus on whether or not bards are the most powerful class in the game or not. All right, here we go. Bard of Whispers, you can get Shadow Blade spell, cast level 6 and do 68 each swing. You could smite for an additional 5d8. Bardic Inspiration. It would have to be the College of Valor, right? Because that's the only one that lets you use Bardic Inspiration for combat damage. Yeah. Bards are ridiculous. Like, Paladins are pretty good too, but bards are like legit nasty. College of Whispers? Yeah, that sounds right. All right, let me get a look at this actual shape here. I'm just going to draw it over here and then drop it over there. Oh, no. Because this is a building with story significance, so we gave it a cool shape so that people could pick it out on a map. Yeah, not a lot has resistance to psychic damage. Except for, like, don't golems just not take psychic damage? I could be wrong about that. I don't like how this curve looks. Maybe I gotta go. Alright. Get a fucking... Get some handles out. Dude, this building's ass is gonna be so juicy. Damn, boy! He thick! Alright. So this is the cool property of vectors, right? So now that I have this shape, I can just yeet it over here. rotate it however I want. Slot it into place. Shrink it while maintaining the ratios. Also, I gotta push the box that says scale with objects. So we didn't 100%. Damn. We didn't 100% get the shape right. But the thing is, I like this shape more than I like the actual shape. So, what is the truth, really? Plus, you're, yeah, it's OP. And on top of that, you're a bard. So you're good at skills. You have charisma as a stat. You have access to spell casting. Literally everything is, you're good to go for literally every single kind of possible encounter. You have something for it. Fucking love bards, man. Hey, baby. I'll see you at home. Whatever you want. You're goddamn right it's 15 bard. Because bards are OP. Alright, so Lex Arcanum is this library, and it's actually a donut. I have a donut tool. So, we can just convert to donut, make well, actually I think it's going to be like that. Huh. What do I like more? Yo! Welcome to the stream, ladies of D&D. Happy Harlequin Gaming is just telling me about how OP ridiculous builds are in D&D. What? We got friends. We got all kinds of people up in the stream. What's up, Brian? Yeah. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah. So we're just drawing a map. Ooh, Allie, I don't think you actually know about this yet. This is for my personal private campaign that I run for my friends. Basically, everyone and everything is undead. The apocalypse happened, and it's just undead living in a necropolis city.
Is nothing more than a system of wires and circuits. It can show feelings.
Yeah, I mean, like,
The extent of which you program it to.
I don't know. It's sort of an interesting conundrum because the appearance of balance is like a necessary component for a lot of players' fun. Yeah, I was planning on actually hollering at you at some point. I do want to eventually publish this setting. I need someone who can draw spooky, scary skeletons. So we might be talking about that later. Ideally, I do a Kickstarter to raise funds first so that I can pay an artist because I do not want free art. All right. But yeah, going back to D&D, yeah, it's interesting because like balance is actually important for people's enjoyment of the game. But balance, I think the important thing to acknowledge with balance, quote unquote, is that it is a perception and not like an objective reality, if that makes sense. I kind of like how there's like a building like adjacent / underneath this building. Now, the advantage of being a skeleton in Undead quests is that they are fucking everywhere. Like, the skeleton is the everyman. Nobody looks twice at a skeleton. So, skeleton rogues are it's what's up. Does that look terrible? Yeah, it looks okay. We'll come back to it later. Basically, I'm just trying to get all the rectangles in the right spots. Aw, snap. Yeah, I did think it was Allie. What's up, Jenna? How you doing? All right. So you do all the logos, design, title cards for the show, and the art for the Siren Squad. So wait, Jenny, were you the one who was running the Siren Squad game. I can't remember the names of the people. I'm terrible with names. Anyway, Siren Squad was dope. I actually came out and watched it. Hell yeah. Dude, file organization is key. Like, it's super important. And that's something I found out a little later in the game than I should have. Well, it looks fantastic. It looks real good. I'm super jealous. Like, I am not a graphic designer by trade, obviously. It's a skill that I've picked up in part of my duties being a manager of this card game store. But, yeah, no, I'm definitely super into it. Yeah, it was a fun stream. It's definitely, graphic design is definitely something I'm trying to learn more about and get better at. It's just, it's super useful for my hobby of playing role-playing games. Alright, so that's like an empty space. Dude, I'm jealous. I do not use my degrees every day. But I'm a liberal arts major, so that's par for the course. I also really like what your guys' channel is doing with channel reward points. I think that's super smart. I'm definitely acquiring that for my own purposes in the various streams that I run. Yeah, let's see. You guys have the rewards where you guys basically can give advantage to different players. I also didn't know that channel predictions were a thing until I watched your guys' stream. Or it might have been Nerdlandia, I think. There's a non-zero amount of crossover between those two, though. What you should be taking away from this is that me keeping stuff straight is not my strong suit. Yeah, no. I have an idea for a stream that I'm going to run probably next week, which is basically just going to be Thunderdome for the Monster Manual. Like, we're just going to pick creatures that have the same CR and make them fight in an arena. So keep an eye out for that next Wednesday, 6:30. We're going to do the first 3 title bouts of Monster Manual Thunderdome. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. So we're 100% going to have people betting on... We're going to do bets, like... We're going to do a betting round before every monster fight so people can get their channel points in. Do a little color commentary. I got my friend Tom. He's got a pretty good announcer voice. Yeah, I'm excited. Also, like, I'm going to do some channel reward points to let people, like, throw steel chairs into the arena and stuff. Like, it's just going to be WWE, but the Monster Manual. And there's, like, a ton of content, too. Like, there's so much to go through in the Monster Manual, and then we have, like, all of the Kobold Press stuff we actually have in the shop, so I can use that as well. Get that the shark in the fish bowl wilding out. Let's take a scroll back here. Ugh! Okay. So this part looks pretty good. This over here is less good. It's real janky looking. Dude, hell yeah. Yeah, I feel like interactivity with... Like, if you're doing a D&D stream and you're not, like, Critical Role or whatever, why not have interactivity? Like, it's such a draw, and it's so much fun. Like, Maybe like, yeah, maybe like you should decide how many wild magics per stream you want. That's what I would do in your situation. Yeah, dude. I think channel points are dope. That's like the coolest thing about being a creator on Twitch. I don't have any channel points for this stream because I didn't think of any. But yeah, so this is the meat market, which is the sort of like right next to the front door of the fortress city of Necropolis. So how do I explain this in an economical amount of time? So basically, the Necropocalypse happened, and a big old titan, like a primordial, came out of the ocean, and then he died. He fell down like this, right? And then they built a fortress city in his arms, like in here. And then this part right here is the meat market, like right next to the front door, where all of the incoming product gets processed by the city, you might say. For it is a city full of undead who never sleep and are always hungry. It's also the plot of the current campaign is the players have been press ganged into the Watch. So it's a very guards, Terry Pratchett situation, if you've ever read that, where they don't actually want to be Watch members, but they don't really have a choice. And the Watch is not taken very seriously. Like, gangs, for the most part, run the city. So they have their work cut out for them. But the characters they made are pretty badass, so they kicked the shit out of the first gang they ran into, and they're no longer intimidated by gangs. So we're going to have to up the ante. Oh yeah, what you thinking? Polymorphed dragons, done. So there is one canonical Draco Lich in the setting, who is not from Necropolis, so you'd have to like show up. They had a verbal confrontation with the lieutenant of the capo of this district, who is an undead lightning elemental. So he's like a lightning elemental, but it's all sickly green. So they're a little scared of that guy. But yeah, they I am also scared of that guy. Yeah, he has a really not frightening name because I did that as a joke. I made a lightning elemental who is like a deadly lieutenant of a criminal gang, and then I named him Blevin. So he's got that going for him. His name is Blevin. It's unfortunate because my players watch these videos when they go up on YouTube, so I can't tell you my exact plans. But I am pretty excited for next session and the campaign in general. Basically, the last session was them figuring out what happened to the neighborhood watch that they were replacing. And they ended up in a warehouse where it was clear that primal magic had taken place, like druid craft, which is not supposed to be possible. Because the world is suffused with necromantic energy. So that raises a lot of questions. And then I kind of set them loose on the city to pursue their own private agendas. Because they're a bunch of complicated ass characters. Just how I like it. Man, I sure do love clicking on rectangles. Dude, it's incredible. It's incredible to me how well these streams do. Like, for me, 3 to 5 people in a stream is like a lot. So it means a lot to me that you guys came out. What program is this in? So this is Affinity Design, which is basically, as I understand it, Adobe InDesign, but it costs $40 one time as opposed to a subscription service, which is why I picked it. Yo, so this right here is this is Hansa's Spare Parts, which is a parts vendor. Yeah, I was thinking about that. You could just add like you could add details to the map or NPCs or something. 1,000 to name a building. Yeah, I love that. Let's get a little detail in here. But I gotta save something for the Kickstarter backers. Maybe in a campaign that I'm not planning on like eventually publishing. All right, so we're gonna say, oh no, hold on. We gotta make it. Oh no, I'm dyslexic as fuck. Clocks go this way, right? So it's 5 minutes to midnight. All right, perfect. Nailed it. Hopefully I didn't do that upside down. I guess I think I can rotate the canvas actually. Hold on. Yeah, no, that's right. Whew. There we go. But it's upside down, so it's almost midnight in Australia. Got him! Oh, man. I mean, what is time, anyway? Right, hold on. I gotta reset my thickness. Blit. 8:33 and we're almost halfway done? Okay. So I'm always curious when I have Dungeon Masters on the stream, like, I always want to just talk shop. Like, but it's difficult because you're like chatting, so I don't want to like make you type a billion paragraphs. So like, I guess what's one thing? Oh man, that's what I should do if I'm just chatting the whole time. Is I should add chat to the stream itself, so that when I export it to YouTube, it comes with chat, so that people can see what I'm talking about. That's what I should have done. Dude, anytime you want to come on the show and chat, you're welcome to do so. Plug away. I should invite more people on the stream. Yeah, this is adding chat to the overlay, I think, is going to be the move. I wonder if I could just do that live. Let's see. How nasty is this going to look? Chat box. Oh no, that's the wrong chat box. I forgot I have a bunch of pre-made chat boxes for my various other streams. It will be chat box 2. It's gonna go up here. Habada. Habada. That's too small. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Font size 41. How about that? Well, now we have a different problem, which is you can't read that because it's on an uneven background. All right, how might this be resolved? Can I do a background color? Black. Yeah, maybe just a rectangle. Oh, man. Kids, don't do this at home. Have your stream ready before you start streaming. Ah! Oh no. Alright. So that goes there. Underneath this. This is going to shrink a little bit. And this thing's going to... You guys run a quality stream. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm definitely covetous of your level of professionalism and presentation. You're definitely where I'm trying to get in life. Yeah, I realized that yeah, it looks great. And one thing that I've learned in my life is that for some reason humans are born with this instinct to like hold back and not necessarily just be honest and kind and compliment other people's stuff for some reason. Like there's this instinct to be like, oh, it's not really that good. And the quicker you can kill that demon and move on with your life and just be nice to the people around you, it gives you dividends like right away. I promise you. That's a little crookedy. We might come back to that later. It's the ultimate life strat, being nice to people. What's the 2.8, 2.8? Wait, did I just nail it? I fucking perfectly nailed it the first time. I don't know. I'm just curious about how other people run games. Because I've run a lot of games and I've had maybe like 6 or 7 dungeon masters throughout my life. And it seems like everyone has like a little bit different of a take on it. So like, when you're running a game, do you have like an end goal? Like what is your design philosophy when it comes to running games, I guess? This is why the lo-fi music is great. Aw, snap. Depends on the group and the goal of the campaign. Like some groups specifically get together because they want to play a certain vibe or create a certain story. That really changes how you approach versus if it's newbies with no goals. Or like if a group wants to explore new or silly characters. Okay, so what you're telling me is that your design philosophy is sort of like heavily dependent on the players at the table, which I mean, that makes a lot of sense. That's definitely an issue I run into a lot of where I will like drastically overestimate how much my players want to get out there and fuck shit up, and they end up not really knowing what to do because I haven't given them any instructions, because the whole point of this game is there are no instructions, do what you want. So it ends up just being like they just kind of sit around until I throw a threat at them, which can be a little monotonous at times. So make sure everyone's having fun getting what they want out of it. I agree with that. That is 100% like pretty much what everybody signed up for. This is my girlfriend's character's house. We're gonna put some spice on it. Yeah. She's a lich, so the house has got to be evil. There we go. A little spicy. All right, let me save my map thus far. Oh no, now everything's red. So wait. Yo, you're playing Blades? I love that game. I just finished up my Blades campaign a couple weeks ago. Dude, Blades is so good. Ah, it's so good. Down to communication and making sure you know what they're looking for and what you're putting in front of them. All right, so I think I have officially almost run out of pre-made rectangles, so we're gonna have to start improvising. Yo, the vigilantes, are you using the vigilante playbook or are they just doing whatever? I know there's like a vigilante playbook you can use. Ah, that's cool. Hell yeah. All right, so that's a very different Blades then, because my guys were... Yo, we got a sub. Thanks, Brain Frost. I mean, it doesn't really count because I know who that is. But I'll take it. Oh, man. Dude, I found GMing Blades to be just an absolute blast. I love that system. Like, it is so good. Just the, I thought it was going to be the flashbacks that I was like, hell yeah. But the actual, like, beating heart of that system is the resistance rolls. Because in Blades, your characters can roll to resist the bad stuff that happens to them. So you can be like, hey, you get shot and you die. And they can be like, nah. Well, I mean, so you have trouble coming up with the bad stuff, right? What I'm telling you is, because they have resistance rolls, you can go as ham as you want. Like, you could be like, hey, you get shot in the head and you die. And they'd be like, nah, I resist that. Like, it's so good. Like, it's really liberating once you really get into it. Because then you can just be, you can be honest, like, about what you think's going to happen. Like, at one point, one of my characters was putting a bomb on a boat, and they rolled a snake eyes. I just looked him in the eyes like, I think you die, man. I think you blow up and kill, like, most of the people in this boat. So he had to roll to resist that. Yeah, resistance rolls. That's what it's all about. I gotta draw this fish. So this is actually a giant whale carcass that they dragged up to the meat market and turned into a fancy restaurant. Yeah, that was session 1. He looked me dead in the eyes. I told him they were getting the people he was trying to blow up were going to get off the boat, and he was like, Let me make this demolitions roll. Snake eyes? Oh, no. Yeah, that was a good campaign. But yeah, I don't know if you caught, Brennan, I don't know if you caught Ladies of D&D's... Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some, like, it's a heavy lifting system for GMs, that's for sure. I found myself doing a lot of work to make it work sometimes. I kind of treat it the same way I do, like, other narrative systems with, like, partial success mechanics. And you kind of just have to be like, sometimes you have to be like, well, So like I play Fate right now, and I tell my players up front, like, listen, some of these compels are going to be worse than other compels. Like, I'm offering you fate points for bad things to happen. Some of the bad things are going to be worse than other bad things. So, like, you kind of just got to do what feels comfortable for you, I think. I don't know. I feel like I'm mansplaining RPGs. I'm going to stop now. I just really like talking about fucking RPGs. All right. So we got a lot of blank space to fill on this map and 14 minutes to do it. All right, I've never tried freehanding these with a pen tool before, so if it turns out terrible, that's why. Do like a little L shape like this, and then another one. Oh yeah, these are the so these are the gates right here, like to the only way to get in and out of the city. And there's a bunch of stalls, like market stalls, where people buy and sell the undead stuff that comes in, mostly Titan parts. So I got to make a little stall drawing, like a cute little trapezoid. It might be time to use some reference material here. I feel like this looks terrible. Oh no. Hold on. So we are going to use a artist reference. When you have a map, when you map a city, you have a building pattern. You just throw it over there. Ooh. Tell me more about this building pattern and how I might build/acquire one. Oh no. That's interesting. How big is your pattern? Because my chief concern, like, obviously you know what you're doing. But my initial thought was, like, wouldn't it be repetitive, I guess? But I understand the concept. I've watched videos on how to do it, but I myself have never done it. Interesting. Huh. Now I'm thinking about how I would execute on this. At least bigger than a district. I mean, that makes sense. Well, the good news is I might be able to take what I've already made with some slight alterations. Maybe take out the giant fish, and I could use that. And then, like, yeah, I see where you're coming from, because then you could sort of, like, repeat the pattern over and over, and then, like, go in and alter it specifically to add. Because, like, I have buildings in here that are, like, specific, like, places where the PCs are going to go and talk to important NPCs, right? So I've sort of incorporated those into the map. But yeah, I like this idea. We're probably gonna do that. Yeah. Dude, that's so smart. That's why you went to school for this. Dude, this is so good. The wisdom of the ancients. Yo, what up, Nerdlandia? Welcome to the stream. Hello, cat. I am drawing some questionable ass vector maps for my home game. Unlike you two, I am not a graphic designer, so please don't bully me too hard. I'm basically I'm like a monkey in a spaceship. I have access to a vector program and I'm using it with reckless abandon. Ladies of D&D was just telling me that I should just make a city map pattern that I can just I strongly disagree with what you're saying. I have seen your streams and your overlays. I am jealous of your abilities. Don't even come at me with that weak sauce. I know for a fact you are sick nasty at the graphic designs, cat. I've seen it with my own eyes. See, when you're super lazy, you can just draw a building that fills the space of the thing you need to fill. Yo, what's up, Brendan? With the tentacular spectacular in the chat. Dude, the video intro that you made, I was just like, fuck, that's really good. I want that. All right, this is starting to look like something. So, in about 5 minutes or so, it's going to be time for me to wrap up the stream. Do you have any people that I should raid? Because I used to raid willy-nilly, but I feel like that's not actually worthwhile. So, I want to raid people who are going to be like, who are going to benefit from the raid and notice it, and potentially I can make friends with them in the future. The cat already knows what's up. Games with friends just started? Sweet. Alright, so in about 7 minutes, we gonna raid them. So to catch you up, Kat, so this is for my private home D&D game that I want to eventually publish as a setting. The basic pitch is... So you have two to pick from. Games with friends and D&D play. It's Jen's birthday. Well, I feel like a birthday gift of raiding. It's gotta be the winner. Sorry, ladies of D&D. How can we turn down the most fraptious day? So anyway, everyone and everything is undead. Basically, it's a city full of undead. The apocalypse happened, and basically, people live in a city built on the bones of a dead titan, of which this is a tiny part. And it's sort of a noir, post-apocalyptic, everybody's undead kind of extravaganza. I mean, it's not out of the question. Certainly not out of the question. I'm still playing it with people in private at home to sort of like tune up the setting. And yeah, by the time I'm gonna start streaming it, I want to have finished the setting document in at least one system. Right now it's in Fate Accelerated, but I do eventually want to do a 5e supplement or like a 5e version. But dude, Cat wants to play. I'm about it. Yeah, you are 100% invited to come play Undead Quest at any point when I start running it. Yeah, I've done a couple different, it's literally just a setting, so I have to come up with a different campaign for each group of people to play in. So the current group is Unwilling City Watch, like they've been press ganged to keep watch over a city full of angry and violent undead. The previous group was like a Gangs of New York style situation. Yo, you already have an undead character? Hit me with it. Can we get this like going up like this? Yeah. Trying to go for like a Kowloon walled city vibe. I want to hear about this undead character. Small young girl ghost? Hell yeah. So spooky. Yo, this lo-fi is crispy. I should have done this a lot sooner. That's pretty much my entire streaming career in a nutshell, is I should have done this sooner. Really a learn as you go kind of vibe. Yeah, Ghost Girl would fit right in. One of the primary antagonists of a previous season of Undead Quest was consensual necromancy. People will donate their body to the city guard after they die. Undead will protect the city. Crazy Face Circus came into town to steal the children's. Not the children, bro. Dude, that sounds dope. Yeah, one of the things I got to figure out that I haven't really nailed down yet is like what life was like before the necropocalypse, like what was around. And I've been keeping it sort of fuzzy because it doesn't really matter to me. But basically what I tell people is like it's standard D&D fantasy. Like anything that was in a D&D game was there, and then the apocalypse happened and now everything's undead. So you got like undead water elementals that are all briny and full of like crustaceans and whatnot. Yeah, you got undead demons, etc., etc. All right. I think that is where we have to call it for the evening. Didn't quite get done, but that's okay. I can finish it on my own time. Dude, the stream was great. I cannot believe that the drawing stream does as well as it does. It's amazing. It's so cool that you guys came out also. Really appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me company while I draw many, many boxes. So many boxes. I'm definitely going to take Jenna... man, I'm so sorry if I get your name wrong. I'm just going to say Ladies of D&D. I'm definitely taking Ladies of D&D up on her advice of just make a map print, you dummy, so that you don't have to do this every time. So I think I'm going to salvage this into a map print for later. Yo, it is Jenna? Yes! Okay. Hell yeah. That doesn't always happen. Me remembering names is like super rare. Take that how you will. All right, so what's the name of the channel we're rating again? Let me scroll back up in chat. D&D Play 20. All right, we're queuing up the raid. Uh-oh. Yo, we got the Prime sub! Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Kat. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, you're definitely like... I don't know how you'll take this, but I'm just going to be honest because that's my policy in life. You're definitely somebody I look up to in the like role-playing game streaming world, so that's a big sub for me. Hey, and you get the foil monkey emote. So I'm having trouble queuing up a raid. Let me try refreshing the what's it. D&D play 20. Okay, so maybe they're not. Oh, I can just type it. Yeah. Cannot raid the channel. Okay, so they are not accepting raids at this time. What was the runner-up option? Games with friends. With friends. Looks like they are accepting raids. All right, so we're pretty much done with our stream. We're going to go ahead and go after the games with friends, do a little raid arena. Thank you guys so much for coming out. This is definitely one of the most rewarding streams that I've ever done, for sure. And also, I learned something, so that's cool. All right, let's go run up on him.
Areas above deck that previously hosted buffets and parties on the cruise ship have been repurposed as medical tents where nurses and clerics administer aid to injured, hungry refugees. Bruce Progressive's crooning is occasionally interrupted with a cry of pain from an amputation or the setting of a fractured bone. The pools are only at half capacity, and the bars are full as people drink. It is noon. What's the party doing? I know.
Oh my gosh, you're eating horrified, I guess. Is Catherine planning to prank Bruce Progressive now?
Do it.
I feel like it's not, I feel like they have a mood on him, Bruce. The mood is not right. For prank.
I don't know. Everyone's trying to party, but the mood is not very good. You're leaving a city that was just attacked in a violent uprising, and many refugees of the upper nobility, the noble class of Umbria, are on